210 Boxing TV here with Albert at Plebe Espinoza. All right, brother. So Andy Ruiz fought this past weekend. He got a unanimous decision over Luis Ortiz, knocked him down 3 times. What are your thoughts on the fight?
I thought it was a good performance. I didn't think he was. I thought Ortiz should win. Obviously, he's a little bit older, and Ruiz did exactly what he had to do to get the win. You know, the 3 knockdowns and stuff like that. After every knockdown, it was a little bit more difficult for Ortiz to get the win. But Ruiz took the hits that Ortiz did land. Ruiz took them pretty good, and I'm excited that he won. You know what I mean? He's Mexicano. I thought maybe Ortiz would be too much coming into the fight, and all this weight cut and all this hype that they had behind him. I thought maybe it would cloud a little bit of his preparation, but he didn't. And again, he proved me wrong, and I'm not saying I was against him. I just hoping he'd win, but I just thought King Kong would be too much. But again, finally showed some age, and no, not to take any credit from Ruiz, he did a really fucking good job. So it was a great job, and I'm excited to see what's next against Wilder. Wilder's a little younger. Wilder can pack a punch, and I think Wilder gets discredited a little too much. He only lost to Tyson Fury, the best heavyweight in the division, and it would be an interesting fight. I just think Wilder's power might be a little too much for Ruiz. We've seen Ruiz buckled and dropped, but again, he's very resilient, and he just doesn't take no for an answer. So I don't know. It'll be an interesting fight.
Do you think that's actually going to be next? Andy Ruiz against Wilder?
Well, hopefully. I know they're both kind of in the same position with the WBC, so, and rumor has it that that's what's next, and hopefully, and then line up for Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is actually, the Usyk fight is not going to happen, and I heard he's going to fight Anthony Joshua, hopefully. I'm happy that fight is happening. I think Fury is it's just a bigger Usyk. And I think he should just walk through Storm Road Anthony Joshua. It's going to happen.
Is that kind of crazy that they're mentioning Anthony Joshua against Fury?
I think it is, man. I think, you know what I mean? Eddie Hearns obviously is his cash cow. But Anthony Joshua has lost a couple of times. And these back-to-back losses against Usyk would affect any other fighter. And it bothers me a little bit. There's other guys in line, other guys doing great things. And even though Anthony Joshua has done a lot for the sport, especially in the UK, I think they're just trying to hold on to some value that he no longer has. He has losses. I don't even have him as top 5 best heavyweight. You know what I mean? I'd compare him a lot to a Chisora, and not in a bad way, saying Chisora is bad, but I'm just saying they've beaten the same guys, but they've lost to the same guys almost. So it's kind of there, for Joshua. He's at the end of it. And like any promoter, Tony Blue saying they should split the purse, Fury and Joshua for 50-50. I don't think so, man. How are you going to expect the lineal heavyweight champ and the WBC champ to split with a guy that has back-to-back losses, even though he's a big draw? But that's boxing nowadays. Sometimes people confuse popularity with greatness. So I understand.
You said Wilder gets a bad rap. What do you mean?
I mean, a bad rep. Like, he lost only to Tyson Fury. They fought 3 times. He wasn't able to get the victory. He got a draw once. He knocked him out almost completely. And they made heavyweight boxing exciting again. And people still mention, especially DAZN. Obviously, they're their promoters, but they're Anthony Joshua's promoters. But Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder is really good, man. Deontay Wilder hasn't lost to anybody, knocked everybody the fuck out. Charles Martin, all these guys. Ortiz, the one that we're giving Andy Ruiz credit for beating, knocked him the fuck out. So I think Deontay Wilder, due to inactivity, like I've touched base with this before, when a fighter has inactivity, they tend to forget everything that he's done, not because he's lost, but because of what he's done. So Anthony Joshua, they want to keep him up here and praised because he lost. Obviously he lost, but supposedly some type of value because of what he's done to the sport. Let's not forget Deontay Wilder had that too. And just because of inactivity, recovering, and finally coming back, I'm excited to see the Bronze Bomber come back. And I'm telling you, he's a force to be reckoned with. And I have him as my top 3, maybe, heavyweights right now.
Andy Ruiz versus Wilder, who wins?
If Andy Ruiz is able to keep him away and slip and not line up in front of him, I think Andy Ruiz, that's the way he could take it, but it's asking for maybe a little too much. Deontay Wilder's very good at line up everybody. He'll catch everybody. Every fight that he's had, even the ones that he's lost, he's lined up Tyson Fury, a very mobile, tricky fighter, and has been able to pop him. So I don't think Ruiz possesses that same athleticism that Tyson Fury has. So he'll get caught and he'll probably get dropped. Now the question is, will he get back up and be able to finish the fight? So,
all right. Thanks so much, man.
Yeah.